Today we're going to be making a super unique beat on FL Studio. This is going to be a form of hip hop beat which has dark elements to it. That's pretty much all we're going to be working with. We just want to create something as unique as possible. The whole purpose of this tutorial is to teach you secret tricks that you may not have already used before, enabling you to get really creative with your music. Let's jump straight in. Let's start by laying down a simple bass note pattern. We're in the key of F sharp minor, so we can change this up here by going to View, Scale Highlighting, and changing the mode to minor, and changing the root note to F sharp. Here's the preset that I used for this type of sound. For all of these sounds, I'm going to be using my plugin GrainX4, which has over 400 different presets inside. Now we're going to take a pad preset and lay down a pad pattern, again in the key of F sharp minor. The only changes I made to this preset was turning the attack right down so that the notes hit instantly. And finally, this is where we can start to get unique. I want a super glitchy texture that's going to sit in the background. So I've taken this lead preset, which utilizes GrainX4's morph mode and also the glitch functionality. Here's how this sounds. The stuttery glitch sound is going to sound great for adding texture to the track. Here's how these melodic elements are going to sound together. Now here's where things are going to get interesting. We're going to be taking different samples and pretty much just trying to mess them up as much as possible using distortion and modulated delay and reverb effects. And then with the outcome of those effects, we can put something together which sounds completely different to what it originally sounded like. So here's a sample I took from Splice. I then pitched this up because it's currently in D minor. So if we pitch it up 4 notes, it will be in F sharp minor, which is the key of our track. Then we can go into the channel rack and we can send this to a mixer track. Then we can open up the entire mixer track and go to the insert that we sent it to, number 20, where we can add these 2 effects. I've used a thermal preset, which adds distortion, and also a portal preset, which adds delay and reverb glitch effects. Here's how it now sounds. You're probably wondering how this is going to fit in the track. Just wait and see. We can then go to the master mixer track and open up an Edison, where we can press this record button and start playing the audio. This is called bouncing audio, where we simply turn the sample plus the effects into just one audio clip. Here's the sample right here. Exactly the same thing, just bounced out to a new audio file. I then took different chops of this audio file to form this pattern. Now, if we play that alongside the bass line and the other melodic elements, we'll get something like this. We still need to fill out some more of the space. So I took this sample again from Splice and pitched it down because it was in A flat minor and we want it to be in F sharp minor. And here's how this sounds on its own. Then again, we sent it to a mixer track and added a few different effects. Here's how it now sounds. Again, pretty weird on its own. But after bouncing this audio and chopping it up, and with all of the other sounds, we're starting to put together something that sounds pretty dark and kind of futuristic with these glitchy elements. And lastly, I wanted to add this saxophone. Looking back on the track, it made no sense to add a saxophone. I don't really know why I done that, but in my opinion, it sounds kind of cool. I actually didn't add any effects to this saxophone. I just let it play how it was. Now it's time for us to add our drums. Again, this seems like a pretty standard drum pattern. We have some open and closed hat elements, some snares, and a kick. But you're probably wondering what this section up here is, which I'm going to break down for you. Here's how the drums sound on their own. We have a simple kick pattern. We then have a snare. You notice that these two snares here sound more full. That's because they're layered with this snare that only plays on the 4th beats. Then we have a 4 on the floor snare. I've never seen a track use this before. And again, I don't really know why I did this. I just thought it sounded kind of cool, and I wanted to be unique and experimental. Then we have a closed hat pattern, an open hat, and finally a snare roll. If we change our snap to grid to a quarter step, we can then play a really fast snare pattern, where the velocity is slowly increasing over time to give it that roll effect. And that's how we created this entire pattern. But again, we want to be experimental and unique. So let's send all of these sounds to their own mixer track and then select each individual mixer track for each of the drums by pressing Ctrl and Shift and clicking on each individual mixer track. Then with these selected, we can go to an empty mixer track, in this case number 25, and we can right click down the bottom. And then we can select route to this track only. That means that any effects we add to this mixer track will apply to all of the drum sounds, where I applied this thermal preset, which gives us this sound. We can then use the Edison trick to bounce these drums out, which I've turned into this audio file. And now I'm listening to it, I remember I didn't actually send the kick to that bus. So this is all the drum sounds apart from the kick. Now if we play these all together, you see it just fills the drums out more. A lot of producers completely neglect their drums, so I like to make them as creative as possible. Now we can add a few transition effects. I've literally got impact and crashes here, and also this transition here, which just sound like this. For the master channel, I literally just added a soft clipper. This means that we can increase the volume of all of the instruments to get that distorted sound that you commonly hear in hip hop. Then we can add an Ozone 11, which we're going to use to master the track to make it sound as loud as possible. Before we go, I should probably mention that all of these drum sounds came from my drum kit, which has a ton of different sounds from all different genres. The kit has about 200 or 300 sounds in it in total, and I use it in pretty much all of my beats. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description. Anyway, here's how the final track sounds. I hope you all learned something from this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want access to 400 presets, just like the sounds used in this video, then make sure to check out Grain X4 using the link in my description, where it's currently 50% off to only $49.